Hello, everyone. My name is Alex, and today, together with DigitalOcean, we prepared some small and interesting, I hope, webinar about how to start with Argocd. So let me first of all to introduce myself. So I work as a DevOps team lead at the Navitech company. We are working with different customers from Israel and Europe locations and even more. Overall, in IT field, I work more than 10 years and 6+ years in DevOps on a variety of projects, roles, etc. I have really dive and hands-on production experience with continuous Kubernetes, and I love everything connected with CI/CD, all the tools, all the implementation. This is exactly what I like. So today I'm going to talk with you, first of all, about some small theory about containers, Kubernetes, CI/CD, how do we deploy our applications in general, and how exactly Argocd and GitOps approach can improve the team velocity. After that, I will show actually small demo on top of the Kubernetes cluster deployed in the DigitalOcean. So containers, I hope that we all know what is it, but anyway, I will probably sum up. So containers, it's really modern way to deliver our applications to between the teams, to some folks for testing, and even for our clients, because it allows us to create reproducible behavior with the same performance and behavior results in different environments, in different clouds, in different data centers, even on different operation systems. Moreover, it's lightweighted and it can start in seconds. It doesn't need any hypervisor. It doesn't need to boot up the operation system. It just works when you start it. Kubernetes, it's really something modern, and today it's some kind of standard to manage containers, because containers management, even in really big scaled environments and infrastructures, can be really big headache for you. So Kubernetes allows you to automate the entire workflow of the containers management, like resource management, auto-scaling, security, load balancing, whatever, everything which is applicable to typical system design patterns. Kubernetes allows you to implement it out of the box or via some external and additional services like Gregory shown during his presentation. And today, Kubernetes is something on the container orchestration tools, which are the biggest, which has the biggest community over the globe, including small companies, including some particular developers, and even enterprise companies like Microsoft, Google, etc. So CI/CD, it's really something trendy today. It stands for continuous integration and continuous delivery or continuous deployment process. It's something which defines the way and process, how do we build, deliver, and maintain our application from the idea to our client. Yeah, and really continuous integration is mostly about build something, test something, and provide some build it and tested artifact to the next usage. And continuous delivery, it's something which stands for release, deployment, and so on and so forth. So all of that implements and covers almost entirely software development lifecycle phases, which is also demonstrated here as a line. So how do we deploy our applications? So we have some different stages, as I mentioned. Continuous delivery, continuous deployment sound really similar, but they have pretty significant difference. During continuous deployment procedure, if you're trust enough your test suite, if you trust enough your team member, and you're 100% confident that moving in the production or staging in fully automated way is your choice, then you can choose continuous deployment and deploy your application as soon as it will be ready for the deployment. During continuous delivery, actually, this phase just indicates that you are free to press some button and deploy your applications. So in the continuous delivery, you have some kind of additional level of control, but in deployment, you really improves and speeds up your entry process. And DevOps, actually, this is something which covers the answer flow and allows to operate from the design stages until the maintain stages. And during really big number of years, most of the companies and teams was working, and some of them, a lot of them still work using continuous delivery or continuous deployment and push deployment model, which means that we have some CI process like Jenkins, GitHub, GitLab, whatever, which allow us to press the button or which just execute some deployment procedure from the CI system to the cluster. So we actually do push the changes from somewhere to our end infrastructure. Something around 3-5 years ago, we are hearing a lot about GitOps and pool-based model. When we agreed inside the team that, let's say that Git or our software version control system is our point of truth, we 100% believe, and we are 100% confident and absolutely fine that all the changes which will be merged, let's say in main branch, will be automatically propagated to our application without any interruption, without any additional layer of pressing the button and so on and so forth. But pretty obvious that in that case, we need to take care about the quality of the code which goes to the main branch. I mean, code review process, I mean, really good testing suits, different kind of tests, and so on and so forth. And this is particularly the way how Argocd works. So Argocd is one of the tools which allow us to implement the pool-based deployment model to the Kubernetes clusters. What the concepts, let's say. So it has, first of all, some UI and command line interface, which allows to interact with Argocd server, deployed inside or outside of the cluster, depends on the way you are going to work with it. And it has some repo server, which is responsible for synchronizing the changes between your repository and Argocd. So if some changes appear, depending on the configuration you did for your specific Argocd application, Argocd server will send appropriate commands to application controller to do some changes, or just it will indicate that you have some out of sync event when the desired configuration you have in the Git repository doesn't match real situation inside your cluster. So this is exactly what I'm going to show you today, to show you how to deploy Argocd and how does it look from the inside. So first of all, let's I hope that you see correct screen. First of all, let's take a look on the repository I've prepared for this session. It contains some basic Terraform code to deploy Kubernetes cluster, configure all the DNS records, and create something else. We have some SRC folder which contains some basic application written on Python, which will print some version value to the user. We have some Helm created with Helm create, is something which goes out of the box with some customization in values file. When I specified some specific repository to use the image from, I specified some pre-built secret from DigitalOcean, which allows me to interact with this registry. I just configured some ingress stuff in order to make it work, because I have installed ingress controller inside my cluster and Let's Encrypt Cert Manager, which issues certificates for HTTPS connection to my site. and that's it. So nothing significant. It's just some basic stuff. And also I have some Argocd values, which represents the values I've prepared for Argocd deployment using Helm chart command as well. It just contains basic node selector to place Argocd components on specific node pool, some additional extensions to demonstrate Argocd rollout feature, and also ingress configuration. So you can observe it later. And now I believe we can move forward to our demo. So first of all, we will start with the Argocd deployment. It will be Helm upgrade, install Argocd repository. Namespace will be Argo, whatever. It really doesn't really matter. We also put create namespace flag in order to create this namespace if needed. So, and we'll specify our predefined Argo values, which will be used for us for this specific Argocd installation. So it will take few seconds until Helm will generate all the Kubernetes manifest and we'll send it to the control plane. We can switch to our namespace Argo and see that almost all pods are up and running except 2. And if we will open update a few times, we will wait. Okay. Kubectl ingress will give us our endpoint will be used during the sessions, so we can already try to pass it here. And here we go. So our Kubernetes deployment already created ingress via Nginx ingress controller and issued for us a certificate, which is valid and issued by Let's Encrypt. Now, during the deployment, we use some pre-generated admin password. It's not something good to use for production, but for demo purposes, it's pretty enough. We can just copy and paste the command suggested by Helm installation and copy the default admin password. And it will give us ability to log inside our Argocd UI. So it just basic UI, which allows us to configure a few stuff like accounts, clusters, certificates, repositories, everything which is required for us to access some pieces of our infrastructure components deployed with Argocd. So we are going to start with new application creation because we want to do some demo today. So application name will be demo. Project default, actually, it's something which goes out of the box, and the project gives us ability to pre-configure some settings for some specific group of applications and use, for instance, the same credentials, the same sync options, and so on and so forth. In sync policy, we will choose automatic. It means that automatically Argo will delete all resources which are not longer defined in Git, and it will self-heal the application if some deviation of the cluster state will be detected. Also, let's click auto create namespace. In order to auto create namespace, in the repository URL, we will just copy and paste HTTP endpoint of our repository. Revision will be main and path will be Helm, which means that Argocd will just make change directory to here and will try to install this Helm release inside. In cluster destination, we will choose name and in cluster, because Argocd is deployed in the same cluster, we want to perform the deployment of application, and namespace will be application. That's it. Now we can click create. It will initiate some process, and already you see that Argo in lifetime uploaded all the changes, detected all the kinds. It should create like service, service account deployment in Grass. And right now we see that Argocd secret is in progress of issuing. It already deployed some replica set and pod, which is healthy already, and it's ready to use. We just need to wait a few seconds and Argocd is green. So it means that starting for now, we can switch our namespace to the, I don't remember, demo it was, or application probably. Yes. And here we can get ingress, copy URL. And if we will go here, we will see our hello message from the application release 1.0.0. So let's try to probably make some kind of new rollout. What we can do, we can go to deployment and, for instance, update some version like release during demo. Just will update some version. Stage all changes, commit message like, let me just move like updated release content, message content, no, version, updated version. And we'll push the changes to our repository and we'll get back to the demo representation in Argo, and we'll see how, oh, it's already detected the changes. Okay, you see that it detected the changes, updated version, and already deployed one more replica set here, which triggers the deployment of one more pod. And if we will get back to our control kubectl command, we'll see that it already upgraded the version. If we just update this page, we will see that our message also updated. So that's wonderful. Let's assume that something went wrong and we decided that this revision is broken for some reason, some customer complained. What we can do, we have actually two options. The first option is preferable option, but it can be longer sometimes. We need to undo or revert our latest commit to the main branch or fix the issue via some pull request and merge it to main, and then Argo will upgrade the version. But as far as our first priority is the uptime and our clients, we would probably need to some faster solution. So what we can do, we can just go to our demo application. And here, not here, we need to go demo deployment. No, where is it? I forgot. History rollback. Okay, and here we can see what we change is updated version, and we can scroll down to the previous version and click rollback, which means that we will temporarily disable autosync in order to give us some time to fix the issue, to propagate the changes to main branch, and then we will need to turn this synchronization back. And it can be automated using Argocd CLI if needed, but during presentation, it's probably something out of scope. So we see that current sync status is out of sync, but our application already rolled back to the previous version. Yeah, so this is actually it. So probably Argocd has a lot of configuration. It has a lot of different cases of usage, and it's, I don't know, we need 1 hour plus session to cover all of them. So I hope that at least I gave you really interesting information. And now I would be really happy to answer your questions. So as Gregory mentioned, if you have some questions about the demo content or you want to just get in touch with our company or me, you can write devops@navitech.io email, and yeah, we'll be happy to answer all of them, all of the questions.